Dear parents, it is felt by everyone that the studies of school going children is badly affected due to the uncertain lockdown. जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं कि अनसर्टेन लॉकडाउन की वजह से स्टूडेंट्स की बच्चों की पढ़ाई बहुत डिस्टर्ब हुई है. Tadpole School presents summer session learning program on social media platform. In this system of education, we will be providing you the lesson, teaching and teaching support. टैडपोल स्कूल अपने बच्चों के लिए समर सीजन का सेशन लेकर आया है थ्रू सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म, जिसमें हम स्टूडेंट्स को लेसन टीचिंग और टीचिंग सपोर्ट देंगे वीडियोस की और लेसन्स के थ्रू. We will explain you the lessons through an audio visual presentation. एक ऑडियो विजुअल प्रेजेंटेशन की तरह स्टूडेंट्स को लेसन समझाया जाएगा. In case you find any clarification on any of the topics, you can contact us during 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. अगर आपको किसी भी टॉपिक में कोई क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए तो आप हमें 10 बजे से 5 बजे तक कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम मंडे टू फ्राइडे. द कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर इज 8823063642. Dear students, today I will be teaching you lesson number 1, Daffodils. Before we begin the poem, I would like to introduce you all to the poet of this poem, William Wordsworth. He was a major English romantic poet. His great passion was traveling. As a young man, he developed a love for nature, a theme reflected in many of his poems. विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ मेजर रोमांटिक पोइट्स में से एक थे. उन्हें नेचर से बहुत लगाव था, जैसे कि फूल, पत्ती, पेड़, पौधे. नेचर के करीब रहकर नेचर को समझना, शहर की दुनिया से दूर रहकर गांव में रहना, इन सब से उन्हें बहुत लगाव था. His famous works include lyrical ballads, poems in 2 volumes, and the prelude. Students, let us know something about the poem Daffodils. Daffodils are the flowers that are yellow in color and that grow in abundance. Daffodils yellow color के flowers होते हैं which are very beautiful and they grow together. एक साथ आपको बहुत सारे देखने को मिलते हैं. This poem, Daffodils, was written in the year 1802. It was first published in his collection Poems in 2 volumes. पहली बार ये वर्ड्सवर्थ की एक पोएम कलेक्शन Poems in 2 volumes में पब्लिश हुई थी in 1807. पोएम की पहली लाइन I wandered lonely as a cloud informs the poet's profound sentiments of being left alone. पोएट क्लाउड की तरह अपने आप को अकेला फील कर रहे हैं और फील करते हुए वॉन्डर कर रहे हैं यानी घूम रहे हैं. It was actually the death of his brother John that led him to this loneliness. Actually में उनके ब्रदर जॉन की डेथ की वजह से वो बहुत लोनली फील करने लगे थे. We should remind the readers that this poet was not a result of imagination. ये पोएम उनके किसी इमेजिनेशन के बेसिस पे नहीं बल्कि एक रियल इंसिडेंट के बेसिस पे है जो कि उनके ब्रदर के साथ हुआ. Wordsworth may be at discomfort in human multitude but not amidst the objects of nature. उन्हें सबसे ज्यादा सुकून नेचर के पास रहकर मिलता था और इसी तरह एक दिन वह डैफोडिल्स के पास पहुंच गए. नेचर परमीट्स द एंटायर पोएम. इस पोएम में हमें नेचर और उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ देखने को मिलता है. Now let us analyze the poem line by line. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Since we came across the setting of the poem that the poet is feeling lonely, he is depressed, he is sad because of his brother John that he lost, and that is why he just wants to be alone. He wants to wander lonely. And he describes that I wander lonely as a cloud. मैं cloud की तरह lonely, घूम रहा हूँ. In the same manner जैसे cloud valleys और hills के ऊपर अकेले घूमते हैं. That floats on high over valleys and hills. That here represents for the clouds. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over valleys and hills. मैं cloud की तरह अकेले भटक रहा हूँ जो valleys और hills के ऊपर घूमते हैं. When all at once I saw a crowd. Suddenly, the poet come across a crowd of not people, but a crowd of golden beautiful flowers, and those flowers are daffodils. The color golden here represents yellow color of daffodils. Since they are in thousands, that is why it seems that they are gold. They are the golden daffodils. Not once, not one, not two, but they are in thousands. The daffodils are besides the lake, beneath the trees. The daffodils are beside the lake. Lake के पास हैं, trees के नीचे. And they are fluttering and dancing in the breeze. It seems that the air, the breeze, हवा जो उन्हें धीरे धीरे लहराते हुए चल रही है, it seems that the air is making the daffodil dance and flutter. The daffodils are dancing in the breeze. And this scene is actually making poet wander lonely, and therefore his mood changes. Continues as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Just like we see stars in the sky in Milky Way galaxy, जिस तरीके से हमारी गैलेक्सी है, गैलेक्सी में बहुत सारे स्टार्स होते हैं, हमें सारे स्टार्स दिखते नहीं हैं, but they are countless, they are innumerable. In the similar manner, the daffodils are also shining like these stars, which are continuous in the sky. जिनकी कोई गिनती नहीं की जा सकती है. उसी तरीके से स्टार्स की भी हम गिनती नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि हम सारे स्टार्स को नहीं देख सकते, बट हम स्काई में सिर्फ उनको ट्विंकल करते देखते. वी कैन नेवर काउंट द स्टार्स. इन द सिमिलर मैनर the poet is unable to count the number of daffodils, but what he can see that they are just twinkling just like the stars in the night. You can see in the picture that daffodils are shining in the night like stars in the sky. They stretched in a never ending line. Daffodils ने अपने आप को पूरी तरीके से फैला रखा है एक ऐसी लाइन में जो कभी भी एंड नहीं हो रही हैं, जो कहीं भी खत्म होते नजर नहीं आ रही हैं. Along the margin of the bay. The bay is the particular area where the daffodils are. उस बे की मार्जिन से होते हुए जो लाइन जा रही है उसमें डेफोडिल्स फैले हुए हैं, लेकिन लाइन कहाँ एंड हो रही है ये नजर पोएट को नहीं आ रहा है और इसीलिए पोएट उनको बस देखता ही जा रहा है. 10,000 saw I at a glance. एक बार में पोएट को 10,000 डेफोडिल्स नजर आ रहे हैं. Tossing their heads in sprightly dance, and they all are tossing their heads. Tossing their heads here represent the flowery part, the flower, which is moving their heads here and there like they are dancing in the sky. The poet sees the daffodils like he sees the stars in the sky, and the daffodils are in the never stretched line. He sees that daffodils are 10,000s in number, which are tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. The waves beside the daffodils, यानी daffodils के आसपास की जो हवा है, जो we cannot see but we can feel air, the waves are dancing. The air feels like dancing, but the dance of daffodils are actually performing better. They are actually the sparkling waves, and in glee means they are delightfully dancing. They are dancing and enjoying as if they are glittering in this atmosphere. A poet could not but be gay. A poet whose mood was not happy, a poet who was not delighted, but by witnessing this surrounding, by witnessing 10,000 daffodils which are dancing with the waves, a poet could not enjoy but be happy. In such a jocund company, he feels that the daffodils are his company and he is no more alone now. Jocund company here represents for a delightful company, the delightful company of daffodils, which definitely is turning his mood from being a lonely person to a delightful person along with the company of daffodils. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. The poet is very confused and he's saying that he is again and again watching those beautiful daffodils which are dancing, which are 10,000 in number, and he is unable to understand that what happiness those daffodils has brought to him. What wealth here represents. Wealth is not for money, but wealth here represents for the happiness, for the delightful mood, for the eternal happiness, for that mood which he was not able to recollect due to the loss of his brother. What happiness has been brought to him by these shining, twinkling, dancing daffodils? There must be some magical power which a poet feels that is in the daffodil. For often when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood. Now the scene has shifted to poet's room or maybe poet's house. For oft here represents for often, अक्सर. When on my coach I lie, अक्सर जब मैं अपने कोच पे बैठा होता हूँ, मैं अपने कोच पे आराम कर रहा होता हूँ, in vacant or in pensive mood. Vacant यानी almost empty when he has nothing to do. Pensive that means he is in deep thought. He is thinking something very deeply. They flash upon that inward eye. Suddenly, the scene of those 10,000 plus daffodils appear in front of his eyes. And when they appear in front of his eyes, which is the bliss of solitude. Bliss of solitude is a very important term, students. You have to understand that solitude here represents for loneliness, for aloof. Loneliness, that means अकेलापन, aloof अकेले रहना. But ये अकेलापन पोएट को बुरा नहीं लग रहा है. Why? Because that moment of dancing daffodils flashes in front of him. वो नज़ारा पोएट की आंखों के सामने आ जाता है और पोएट को वो अकेलापन भी अच्छा लगने लगता है एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही कॉल्स इट अ ब्लिस ऑफ सॉलिट्यूड ब्लिस यानी किसी चीज के ब्लेसिंग किसी चीज को बहुत अच्छा जब हम कहते हैं एक सॉलिट्यूड में अकेलापन में बहुत अच्छा कुछ मिल जाए दैट इज नोन एज bliss of solitude and it is because of those memories of daffodils which poet witnessed and then my heart with pleasure fills और उस वक्त पोएट का हार्ट प्लेजर एंजॉयमेंट डिलाइटफुल फीलिंग से भर जाता है एंड he feels like he dances with the daffodils. He feels like his heart is dancing with those beautiful daffodils. The poet here is trying to make us understand that in alone, when a person is aloof, when a person is in solitude, and when such beautiful memories flash in front of him, it gives him a pleasure. It gives him a pleasure moment, a moment of delightfulness, a moment of happiness, and with this he feels that his solitude is the best ever feeling that he can express. The poem Daffodil is definitely not about an imagination but a real scene that poet witnessed when he was alone, when he was sad. But the moment he sits on his couch, he feels that he can witness the beautiful scene in front of his eyes.